So 2023 is almost at an end. We're approaching the end of December now. And what a year it's been for music, right? Especially the alternative rock metal scene. It's just had some incredible songs released and also amazing gigs and moments. And in this video, I'm gonna be attempting to rank the best songs and albums of the year. Now, obviously this is very subjective, okay? It's gonna be a different result depending on how you evaluate the songs, right? Is it what you think is the best crafted technical song? Or is it the song that connects with you personally the most? Or is it the song that you think has the greatest impact on the world, potentially in the music scene, and has, you know, significance beyond just the song itself? All those things are factors that I'm attempting to bring in to this ranking system. So if your top songs and top albums matches mine exactly, that would be kind of exceptional. That's very unlikely to happen. We're all individuals, so don't worry if it's a completely different list. And do let me know in the comments where you think I'm completely wrong about something. I'd love to have a chat. You know, maybe there's something I'm missing in some of this, but this is just for fun, just for the lulz, right? Music is not a competitive sport. This is just for funsies to see what maybe were the shining stars of this year that we might remember as we look back on 2023 and think, what was that year about? Oh yes, this album, this song. So we're gonna start with something fun. This is gonna be banger of the year, okay? So what I mean by that is pretty much from start to finish, the song has just got high energy and punch. You can put it on, you'll be hyped. Some of these you will notice in the Song of the Year category later on. But these are what I consider to be the absolute top tier bangers in the rock music space this year. Special mention just outside of the top 10 are While She Sleeps Down, I thought was a banger, Shading, Chase the Edge was a banger, and Queen Kona, Boundless, also a fantastic fucking banger of a song. But at number 10, I've got Darkbeat by Encore. That song is a banger, and there's a wonderful fusion of kind of dance music as well as, you know, the electronic bits and pieces and metals and screams. It's got upbeat kind of tempo. I thought it was just fucking great. Number 9, Silent Planet, Anunnaki. Silent Planet has some fucking great songs this year, but Anunnaki is full force insanity from start to finish. That's an amazing song. So much power and energy in that one. Banger. Number 8, Make Them Suffer, Ghost of Me. Now, in my head, I thought maybe it was going to be Doom Switch, but actually Doom Switch was last year. This year, Ghost of Me was a fucking banger, and it was amazing to see that played live, which I got to do about a month ago. Fucking great song. In at number 7, Polaris, Nightmare. Not only a masterpiece of a song, but a fucking relentless banger. It's incredible. I challenge anyone to put that on and not just be enthused from start to finish. It's an incredible song. In at number 6, is a band that I'd never heard of until a few weeks ago. So it's a late entry. They're called Sunk Lotto, and there's a song called The Gallows Wait, and it is a banger. It's got this great, filthy low, slow kind of groove to it, and it's a wonderful balance of scream vocals, and it's not the most insanely creative song structurally, but it locks me in at the start, and it captivates me throughout, and I just think it's an absolute banger. Love that song. Now we're into the top 5. At number 5, Beartooth's Doubt Me is a total banger. I mean, that whole album is exceptional. I fucking love that album. Doubt Me has the kind of old school, more leanings of Beartooth, because the album kind of is a bit more kind of positive leaning. Doubt Me has got the fire and ferocity throughout the song, but it also has a kind of positive and affirming, confidence with it lyrically as well. Doubt Me is an absolute banger. Love that song. In at number 4, not as heavy. Not all bangers have to be super heavy, but there are heavy moments in this. Resolve, Death Awaits. I fucking love that song. It absolutely bangs. It's got heaviness, it's got great guitar riffs, it's got great drumming, it's got an upbeat tempo to it, and it's got this almost like pop punk sensibility to it here and there. I just think it's a brilliant song, and I've rinsed that this year. So yeah, Resolve, Death Awaits, fucking banger. Number 3. So it starts to get really difficult, but at number 3, I've put Amen by Bring Me the Horizon. That song is a brilliant, tightly put together, creative, innovative, and unique blend of all kinds of things, but it has a great fucking chorus, and it opens super strong, and I think it's just a banger. I think that's a fantastic overall song. You put that on at any time of day and you'll be feeling pretty excited, I think. In at number 2, fucking hell. I mean, they were so close to number 1, but Spirit Box, Angel Eyes. That is amazing. That is an absolute certified banger. Heavy from start to finish, but it also has this bouncy groove to it. So like Cellar Door was heavy, but like it's not necessarily a banger because of the slow kind of unwinding, unwieldy sort of way that progresses. But Angel Eyes is just grabs you by the collar and shakes you for the whole thing. It's absolutely amazing. Incredible song. And then at number 1, the banger of the year, in my opinion, is a song called The Orphan Breed by a band called Alt. That song is a masterpiece, and it is fucking relentless and unusual, and it just slaps you around the face from start to finish, but in a really thoughtful, genius way in terms of song progression, and the performances musically are amazing, the vocals are sick. Like, it's just a phenomenal piece of heavy music. And I challenge anyone to convince me that any other song this year was a bigger banger than Alt's The Orphan Breed. It's fucking amazing. If you haven't heard that before, go check that out. It's just epic. Okay, so those are the bangers. And now we're getting a little bit more serious. These are the albums of the year, right? Now, obviously, I've not heard every album that's been out, so that might be why your favorite album is not on this. But also, I have a different taste of music to you. Right? Everyone has a slightly different taste of things, and I'll try and explain how I've ranked and why I've ranked these albums. So in at number 10 for me, album of this year, is Johnny Booth, Moments Elsewhere. Now that's a hardcore band, and I like some hardcore, but not a bunch. That album though was so incredibly creative. It wasn't just hardcore fucking relentlessness from start to finish. It had real surprising twists and turns, well executed ones as well. It wasn't like just for the sake of it. I thought that was a really interesting album, and I've been coming back to that a few times. I think that's an amazing record. In at number 9, I've put Silent Planet, Superbloom. They had maybe the most exciting selection of singles building up to their album. Like Antimatter is an incredible song, Collider was unbelievable. And I think it's a great album. It's quite strange in places, right? It's very creative and it's unusual, and they take some risks here and there, and there's some moments of discord in like choruses that I wasn't really expecting, and it was a really fascinating record. But so many of those songs are just brilliant, and it's got a good amount of variety within it as well. Like the Ender song of Superbloom has a very different kind of sense to it. Shoegazy moments. They've got such a variety of sounds that they've used, and they've done it in a very considered way. I just thought it was a brilliant, brilliant record. Number 8, I've put Fatalism by Polaris. Fantastic album. There's a couple of masterpieces on that record. I give it a rating of delicious. It was pretty fucking brilliant, right? It's full on. There was 1 or 2 songs that have some kind of, more chilled out moments, but for the most part, it grabs you and it doesn't really let you go. And they're a brilliant band, and they put, it's probably their best start to finish record in terms of advanced quality of songwriting, and yeah, it's a fantastic album. At number 7 for me, I put Conquer Divide's Slow Burn. Now this is where, if you're more into the heavy rock, you'd be like, really, is that better than Polaris? Come on. I love well-written, polished, kind of mainstreamy songs, as well as fucking heavy hardcore things here and there. Slow Burn has a wonderful mix of heaviness and breakdowns, but mostly they're just great songwriting. The choruses are fantastic. The harmonies within there, the melodies are great. The whole album has a consistent feel to it, but a variety of expressions and moments in the kind of sonic landscape that they've put together. And every single one of those songs is really well crafted. And I've listened to that album on a loop a bunch. I think it's a fantastic record. Really, really wonderful selection of songs. And I know I'm going to be listening to that a lot for the next few years. Fantastic album. At number 6, now I'm not normally a kind of prog guy, but Tesseract's War of Being was a masterpiece of an album. Absolutely unbelievable. The technicality, musicianship-wise, and songwriting they put into that was mind-boggling, but the delivery of it was fantastic. The whole thing, some of these songs are really long, but at no point was I bored. And I have been revisiting that and looping that since as well. It's a fantastic album. Really, really amazing stuff. And, you know, I've heard bits and pieces of Tesseract over the years. This, for me, is the best they've ever been. And yeah, that album is exceptional. Now we're into the top 5. And at number 5, I've put Resolve Human. Again, my sensibility is more, you know, that combination of heaviness and kind of pop polish, you know, pop rock side of things. And Resolve, for me, are so brilliant at that balance. They've got absolute heaviness underneath the surface, but they have great choruses. They have upbeat moments. Like the song Death Awaits is just fantastic. So many incredible songs on that album. Older Days with those two features of 1056 and Paleface Swiss, incredible. Human, amazing song. New Colors is fantastic. Ending on Moonchild, like the whole, that's a fantastic album. Really well crafted, and yeah, for me, well deserving of number 5. At number 4, a band called The Intersphere. The album is Wanderer, and it is a masterpiece for me. It's kind of more, it's in the indie rock sort of world, but it is so thoughtfully put together. The songwriting on that is brilliant. The musicianship is incredible. Their drummer is off the scale, amazing. And I've listened to that album a ton. If you see my Spotify Wrapped, like the song Wanderer, it was in my top 5 on that one. And the album was super high up. I just think it's amazing. That's a really impressive and satisfying and just epic album. In at number 3, Invent Animate Heavener. I had never heard of Invent Animate before the start of this year, and fuck, what an incredible band that is. It's a serene balance of heaviness and lightness. The variety of vocal performances throughout it, the technicality of the drumming, it's fucking incredible. The way that there's an emotive intensity throughout the vast majority of the songs on that album, but still a variety of dynamic, you know, percussive and rhythmic moments that they have within that. So the songs do have their own different flair. It's a very consistent feel throughout the album, and I just thought it was marvelous. I've looped that album a ton this year. It's, yeah, the intensity that it delivered and the way that it delivered in such a polished, well thought out way. It was just, that's a brilliant record. Now we're at the top 2 for the albums. You know one of them is going to be Sleep Token. Is it going to be number 2? Or is it going to be number 1? If you've been watching my channel, you can probably guess where we're going with the next 2. In at number 2, for me, is Beartooth The Surface. That is a phenomenal record. For my taste in music, it's perfect. It has brilliantly crafted and honed fucking pop rock songwriting, but it has a heaviness with the guitar tones, the riffage, the fucking breakdowns, the scream vocals that pop up here and there. But it also has amazing like lightness of touch with songs like Might Love Myself. And it's a really positive sentiment as well. It's not kind of down and out. It's kind of, we all have the opportunity to be the best versions of ourselves. It's just a fantastic message within it, and the delivery is phenomenal. The harmonies within that are incredible. The melodies just tickle me. I get goosebumps sometimes, but still now when I hear some moments on that record. I just think The Surface is one of the greatest rock albums I have ever heard, genuinely. In my book, a masterpiece, and would have been number 1 this year were it not for the existence of one of the greatest albums I've ever heard in my life. So obviously, at number 1 is Sleep Token, Take Me Back to Eden. I don't know how to sum up that album in any way, you know? Like, it's just, I'll try. It is an incredible, how do I even, the songwriting in that is so genius, with the callbacks and the layering in terms of the lyrical aspects as a record, and also as an art calling back to their previous stuff. The melodic craftsmanship in that is incredible. The variety of production techniques on that is really considered. It's not the same throughout. There's genre blending moments from all sorts of areas, right? We've got some R&B moments in there. Soothing, in odd ways as well. And it's one of the only things musically that's ever made me cry. It was an exceptional record. And when I think of 2023, there's no question that I will think of Sleep Token and Take Me Back to Eden. It is the greatest album of this year, and I'd pit it against any album in the last few years. It's just an unbelievable record, really. Okay, and now on to Song of the Year, and this is where it gets really fucking difficult. Because, you know, you could conceivably be like, well, the best songs of the year, top ranking ones, are all from Taking Back to Eden. I've done my best to try and rank songs. I'm not doing one song per artist, right? So you're going to see a few songs from Sleep Token in this top 20. But this, in my view, were the best songs of the year. And again, it's not about just, do I think they sound good? It's not about whether it means a lot to me. It's not just about whether I think it's important for the music scene. It's all of those things, right? And it's also my own flavor, my own taste, okay? It's very subjective. Now, honorable mention to ones that did not make the top 20. Like, there's several songs off Take Me Back to Eden and Off the Surface by Beartooth that are not in the top 20, but they're just outside of it. Resolve Older Days was close to the top 20. Invent Animate Without a Whisper was pretty close. Martine, this Danish artist, had a fucking great song called Oxytocin. Shading was in there. A couple of Tesseract songs, Conquer Divide. Megan Thee Stallion, I know, I fucking love that song. I think it's a really important one for the year. Queen Kona, Boundless. Okay, we're gonna go into the top 20. At number 20, Make Them Suffer, Ghost of Me. I've already talked about it in the Banger of the Year category. Fantastic song. Start to finish, love it. Number 19, Darkbeat by Encore, also mentioned in Banger of the Year. A fantastically crafted song. Absolutely love that. At number 18, Silent Planet, Antimatter. A fantastic song. What a cool vibe it set with this kind of dark electro dancey moments, but it had the slow paced grind. It was groovy, it was sexy, but it had some power and great chorus and scream vocals. It's a fucking amazing song. Number 17, we have our first Sleep Token one in the top 20. Rain by Sleep Token is a wonderful song. So cool. The way it builds in intensity before the first kind of big chorus was just sick. I love that song so much, and it's so well crafted. It's very loopable for me. I think it's just an excellent song. At number 16, I've put Death Awaits by Resolve. Again, I had it high up in the Banger of the Year kind of rankings there. It's a wonderful song, from start to finish. Really precisely honed, well delivered, well mixed, and I fucking love it. At number 15, I put Beartooth's Doubt Me. Again, banger of a song. Wonderful, is one of the ones that stands out for me when I think of this year. At number 14, I've put Invent Animate Elysium. That was the first song that really made me completely lose my head and think just absolutely wow. And I gave that a masterpiece rating when I first heard it. Elysium is an incredible piece of songwriting. The way that swells and the emotion matches with the intensity of the music as it goes through that song, fucking marvelous. At number 13, Alt, the Orphan Breed, Banger of the Year. So you gotta accept that it's a fucking phenomenal song. It's an amazing song and very well deserved of its position in my list. At number 12, I've put Polaris Nightmare. As a song, craftsmanship wise, and also given it was one of the last songs it turns out that Ryan Hsu was able to put guitars on, that song was a masterpiece as well, and just an incredible piece of music from start to finish. At number 11, another Sleep Token song, Ascensionism. That had just quite an arc to it. It had, this almost like pop R&B, auto-tuney vocal moment in it that completely took everyone by surprise. Beautiful piano work within it. Yeah, an epic song. Ascensionism was incredible. Now we're into the top 10, and at number 10, I've put Bill Murray, All Gas. One of my most played songs this year. It's just amazing. Like it has this excellent popness to it, and the harmonies, the guitar tones and sounds are amazing. It's catchy as fuck. It has a little bit of a kind of thickness of riff towards the end and a kind of moment of a scream. It's got a guest vocal on it, and I've loved being introduced to Bill Murray's music this year, and All Gas was a fucking masterpiece. At number 9, I've put Jaded by Spiritbox. That was a masterpiece of a song. It's like their latest version of a song like Circle of Me. A perfect balance of heaviness and lightness with a good chorus. Really satisfying guitar riff in there. And yeah, one of the best songs of the year for sure. Pipped at number 8 by another song of Spiritbox. Angel Eyes was one of the bangers of the year. You know, number 2 on that list. And a fantastic song from start to finish. You know, I think it has a little bit more fire, probably because of the added amount of scream vocals in it than Jaded, but I can't think of many better ways you can have a heavy song delivered than what they managed to do with Angel Eyes. That kind of bouncy groove to it was so uniquely done and an incredible song. Now at number 7, not at all a heavy song compared to Angel Eyes by Spiritbox, but Might Love Myself by Beartooth is a song that when I first heard it, I think I gave it a rating of solid because I wasn't really ready for quite such a light pop rock song. But fucking hell did that grow. I've listened to that song surely well over 100 times. It's got to be up like 200 or so. I absolutely adore it, and it's going to be one of my lasting memories of 2023. The message within it, the positivity, the catchiness, the freedom with which Caleb was happy to lean into the pop vocals and do like a little vocal trill before one of the choruses. I love that song. And for me, yeah, number 7, one of the best songs of the year. At number 6, Bring Me the Horizon, Amen, featured in the Banger of the Year category. And yeah, it's because it's an incredible song. It is so expertly put together. And it's just genius. I think it's a work of genius. Bring Me the Horizon are very capable of creating genius songs such as that. And it's an amazing song. And they opened with it at Download Festival this year, and it just blew the doors off every other live festival band I've ever seen. It was incredible. And now to the top 5. In at number 5, Granite by Sleep Token. That was the 3rd song, I believe, that came out this year from the singles. You had Chokehold, which was mind-blowing. The Summoning, which blew even more minds, and then Granite had this fucking sexiness to it, and it was an early favorite of mine off of that record. I've listened to that a ton. I think that's a fabulous song. At number 4, Sleep Token again with Chokehold. Now, Chokehold kind of gets lost in the mix, I think, since the rest of the songs have come out, but that is a fiercely incredible song on its own. The shuffle that 2 plays in that, it was fantastic. And the lyrical intensity and the fact that that was the first song that got dropped as a single, the first moment that we realized, oh, there's new Sleep Token coming out, and the level of execution of the performance and the songwriting of that was so intensely exciting for what was going to come later on. And it just set up already, like, this is going to be an album of the year from Sleep Token. They're incredible. Chokehold was one of the best songs of the year for so many reasons. And then to the top 3. In at number 3, Sleep Token. Take Me Back to Eden is a masterpiece of a song. Absolutely incredible. A couple of callbacks in there lyrically. It has the full range of Sleep Token's new sound with the kind of R&B moments, but it also has fucking heaviness. The end of that song is heavy as shit, but not like heavy for the sake of heavy. It packs the punch. It was so good, and yeah, it's an epic song, and it's one of the most impressive songs I've heard, and very deserved in my book. It was number 3 best song of 2023. In at number 2, the song that ended up going viral and helping Sleep Token to enormously blow up across the world, The Summoning. Right? No one was ready for the long, like, meditative, electronic, spacious moment that came later on in that song, and then was followed by the sexy funk cum metal ender. Like, that song was so surprising, highlighting how there's so much space to innovate still within the metal universe. And God, it rips from the start. It's got great melodies, it's got great scream moments, it's got good double kick drum pedal breakdown things that happen twice after the first 2 choruses. The Summoning is one of the biggest and most important songs of 2023. And I think it's hard to argue that. The impact that that song is going to have on music in the alternative rock scene is massive. And it's a fucking great song. It's a really amazing song. And finally, to number one, the song of the year for me will surprise probably no one if you've seen my videos, but there's only one song that's ever made me cry on camera, and it is Euclid by Sleep Token. It is not only a wonderful ending track for the album Take Me Back to Eden, which was the greatest album of the year, but it's a brilliantly crafted song. The melodies within that are gorgeous. The way that the vocal lines layer and it builds to the crescendo is incredible. The simplicity of the drumming that Tu, who is an exceptional drummer, chose to do to properly back up that and give it the power and space it needed for the vocals to shine. The lyrics in there was fantastic. The callback to 3 albums ago that they did at the end, it's just a masterpiece of a song. It completely floored me when I first heard it, and I still get goosebumps now. I just think it's a fabulous piece of songwriting and a ton of meaning for me as a big Sleep Token fan, and it was perfection. Absolutely, it was a perfect song. So there we have it. Those are my thoughts rounding up the new music that we had in 2023 in the rock space. Now, if you've been watching some of my videos throughout this year, thank you very, very much for doing so. I have had such a blast. I love making videos talking about rock music. It's my absolute favorite thing to do. So thank you for watching and enjoying this. I've thoroughly enjoyed chatting in the comment sections with you all and chatting in the Discord as well. I've also met some amazing people at the live gigs along the way. I've been fortunate enough to interview some incredible people as well for the podcast that's part of this channel. It's just been a joy. 2023 has been just an incredible year for music and the world of YouTube here. And speaking of that, by the way, one small change I'll be making in the new year is that my channel name is going to lose the /rock at the end. So a year ago, I split my channel. I was doing every genre under the sun because I have a very wide taste in music, and this became a rock music focused only channel, and I've loved being able to hone just into alternative rock and build a community around that. So I've had the rock in the name to kind of highlight that is now the focus of the channel. I think that's pretty well established at this stage, so I'm going to lose the rock, and this will just be called Steve OG from here. So onwards and upwards to 2024. I can't wait to find out what new blends and new sounds we're going to hear in the next 12 months. And of course, I'll be along for the ride here on this channel, so do join me for that. I'll hopefully see you there.